Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be surviving 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. That is 33 hours of playtime. We only have one life, one mistake, and it is all over. I'm not sure how hard it's going to be, but by the end of the 100 days I want to complete a few challenges. I want to build a beautiful base, get full netherite armor and tools, and defeat the almighty ender dragon. If you guys want to see some more videos like this, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comment section. Anyways, guys, let's get right into the 100 days. I started off day one by taking a small look at my surroundings. I then got straight into the basics. I started collecting some wood and some cobblestone. After that, I crafted a full set of stone tools and came across my first enemy, a chicken. I stared into its little eyes and then eliminated it, sadly in front of its child. But don't worry, I let the baby live. I didn't really like the area I spawned in, so I decided to explore out and find a nice place to build my base. On the way, I killed all the animals in my sight because, you know, I didn't want to starve. As I was exploring, I found a desert temple. Sadly, the chest didn't have that great of stuff, although the TNT will be really useful. After I left the temple, I came across a village. I collected all of the hay bales, stole one of the villagers' beds, and then killed the golem with ease because obviously I'm a Minecraft pro. Then I laid my bed down in front of the sunset and slept for my first night. On day 2, I kept exploring. I ventured over the ocean and found myself yet again another desert. I ran into another village, then another temple, then another village, and another temple. All of the villages and temples didn't have that great of loot, but the main things were the hay bales and the TNT. After I finally found a plains biome, there was yet again another village. I decided I was going to set up camp here and infiltrate one of the villagers' houses. I spent day 3 setting up my new house and crafting myself a full set of iron armor and a shield. Now that I had full iron, I was more confident to go mining. I spent the rest of the day mining, and as I was mining, I found myself something that you would never expect. I mined into the stronghold. This was extremely lucky, and it saves me so much time for when I want to defeat the ender dragon in the future. It turned day 4 as I was in the stronghold. I found the portal and then made a staircase up to the surface. When we popped out, we were right at our village. The rest of the day was spent smelting everything that I mined and collecting resources. I also tamed my first trusty steed, Pedro. I spent days 5 to 7 down in the mines. I managed to find my first vein of diamonds. I made myself a pickaxe and mined enough obsidian for a portal and an enchant table. I kept mining for a while longer and managed to find quite a few more diamonds. Once I got back to the surface, I smelted everything. I spent day 8 looking for a perfect place to put my base. I decided that I wanted to live on the top of one of the mountains nearby, so I chose a mountain and started clearing it off. I spent days 9 to 12 terraforming and making the mountain flat. On day 13, I realized how broke I was, so I then spent day 13 and 14 exploring for leather and sugarcane so that I can enchant everything and become absolutely stacked. On day 15, I finally became rich and got myself a full enchantment table. I then enchanted my very first diamond pickaxe. I then spent days 16 to 17 mining with my brand new shiny pickaxe. I managed to find a zombie spawner, and this will be great for an XP spawner in the future. I also found quite a lot of diamonds, although I'm not mining them until I get a Fortune 3 pickaxe. On day 18, I managed to grab a Fortune 3 pickaxe. I combined both of my pickaxes, called it yeet because, you know, yo. Then I mined all the veins of diamonds I found. At the end of day 19, I managed to make myself a full set of diamond armor, so I'm officially ballin'! On day 20 and 21, I literally just messed around with a bunch of villagers. I did basically nothing, so no progress was made on these days. I decided it was back to making progress, so I spent days 22 to 23 turning the zombie spawner into an XP grinder so I could max out my diamond armor. I enchanted my first piece of diamond armor, my pantaloonies! I then moved the enchant table to the grinder because it was more convenient. I spent quite a lot of days down at the XP grinder maxing out all of my armor and tools. By the end of day 32, I had enchanted all of my tools and armor. I was rich, boys! On days 33 to 36, I went into the nether. I was so scared going into the nether, even with full diamond armor, because one wrong step, one slip into lava, and it is all gone. When I went in, I spawned into the middle of a bastion. I was so anxious, I stole the gold and yeeted myself out of there. I then made another portal a couple hundred blocks away and spawned in a crimson biome. I explored throughout the nether in hopes for a warped wood biome, and when I finally found one, it was right next to a fortress. I explored the fortress, got a bunch of blaze rods, collected a bunch of warped wood, and headed back to the overworld. I then spent days 37 to 44 building my house. I wanted to build something a little bit different than what I usually do. That's why I wanted to go with the warped wood for the roof and the floors, to make it kind of like a fantasy build. Anyways, I finished my house and I'm really happy with it. I spent days 45 and 46 moving into my new house. It was pretty boring, just organizing and moving all my stuff. I spent days 47 and 48 making a little hut to climb up to the top of my mountain. Eventually I would love to wrap a bridge around the mountain, but for now, a little ladder will have to do. I spent days 49 and 50 down at my XP grinder repairing all of my tools. But we made it, guys. We made it halfway through this video and we've already completed one of our 3 goals, which was creating a beautiful base, although I still do want to upgrade it and add a lot more things to it. I spent days 51 to 53 making a bridge to the mountain close by. The first bridge that I made was really bad, so I destroyed that and made another one, but the second one wasn't too bad, so I decided to keep it. I spent day 54 making a pathway down to where my horse stable will be. On day 55, I decided it was time to get started on my second challenge, netherite armor and tools. So I spent days 55 to 58 netherite mining. Unfortunately, I wasn't that lucky, so I only mined enough for my full set of armor and 1 tool. I spent days 59 to 60 trying to get a good mending villager trade, so I could put mending on my diamond pickaxe and then upgrade it to netherite. I managed to get a decent trade and grabbed one. I started off day 61 by putting the mending book onto my pickaxe and repairing it. Then I made it into netherite. I also upgraded all of my armor to netherite as well. We are slowly but surely becoming richer and richer by the day. We are now full netherite armor, which is almost completing my second goal. I then spent the remainder of day 61 and all of day 62 building a little horse stable for my trusty steeds to live in. I continued the same design that I did with my main house. I went with the warped wood for the roof and also used stone brick and dark oak. On day 63, I wanted to get started on my wizard tower, although I couldn't until I collected some more warped wood. So on day 63, I went back into the nether and collected a bunch more warped wood. After I collected enough warped wood, I went back into the overworld, and by that time it was day 64. I then spent days 64 to 68 building my wizard tower. This is where my enchantment table and brewery station was going to go. It took me quite a few days as I made it quite tall, but overall I really like the finished product and it really gives off wizard vibes. You're a wizard, Harry! On mean day 69, I made my way back into the nether to try and find some more netherite. I really wanted to check off my second challenge of having a full set of netherite armor and tools. Luckily, I found just enough netherite to complete my set of tools. Once I had enough, I headed back into the overworld and then smelted it all up, made it into ingots, and then made all of my diamond tools into netherite. And now I have 2 out of 3 challenges done for the 100 days. I spent day 70 decorating the inside of my wizard tower. I made the top level the brewery station, and then I made the bottom level the enchantment area. I spent day 71 starting my underground storage room. My house just wasn't cutting it anymore. I needed more space to have a bunch of chests where I can organize everything. And I've always wanted to do a little base on the side of a mountain with a huge window, so that's what I did. I had a huge window on the side of the mountain, and then on the inside was my storage room. I then spent days 72 to 77 making a walkway from the bottom of the mountain to the top because I was literally sick of climbing up the ladder and back down the ladder, and not only that, I couldn't bring my horses or animals or anything up. So I spent quite a few days constructing a beautiful walkway. I used the same materials that I have been around the whole base. I used some more warped wood, I used dark oak, and I also used stone bricks. And it honestly looks so amazing. Everything is just matching and looking so beautiful. On day 78, I went back to the village to collect my horses and cows and move them to the new base, although I completely forgot that I had bad omen and started a raid. I was so scared because raids can be so OP. At multiple times throughout the raid, I got really low, mainly because of those Ravager things. They're so hard to kill and they do so much damage. I thought this could be it. This could be the end of my 100 days when I am almost done. Also, those little pixie fairy motherfrickers are so annoying! After almost dying multiple times, I managed to clutch it up. There was only one raider left. I couldn't find him because he was actually glitched invisible. Once I relogged though, I managed to find him and I killed him, and then I was a hero of the village! Although the raid was scary, it was actually quite beneficial. I managed to get quite a few totems of undying, a bunch of emeralds, and as well, when I go to trade with the villagers now, I'll actually get good deals. I then spent day 79 trying to get the cows and my horse up to the top of the mountain. Was this a struggle? Hell freaking yes. These cows, you walk a little bit too far away, they're like, huh, I don't want your weed anymore. So you literally got to stay right in their face for them to love you. But I eventually got them to the top of the mountain and then trapped them in a little cage. I then spent the rest of day 79 organizing and finishing off my storage room. I didn't get to finish it off before because I had to make a walkway and I kind of got distracted, but I finished it off today. I made chests for everything and organized all of my items. On day 80, I realized that the raid had done significant damage to my armor. I was in no shape to go into the end or anywhere with my armor this damaged. I then spent day 80 to 81 trading with the villagers to get 4 mending books for my armor. Luckily, I still had Hero of the Village, so my trade prices were lower. Once I got all 4 mending books, I put them on and I went down and repaired all of my armor. On day 82, I was going to begin brewing and preparing for the Ender Dragon fight. I then realized that I used all of my blaze rods and blaze powder on Eyes of Ender and brewing stands. So I had to go back into the nether and gather more so that I could actually power my brewing stands. On days 83 to 86, I started preparing for the almighty Ender Dragon fight. I am extremely scared to get thrown up in the air by the dragon and instantly die, so I made sure I brewed myself some slow falling potions and some instant health potions just in case I get low. I also went into the nether and traded with the piglins to try and get the pearls I needed for the portal. I managed to get all 12 pearls and craft the Eyes of Ender. Now that we had all of that done, all that was left was to get a good bow and a few stacks of arrows. So I went down into the XP spawner, got level 30, and enchanted myself a good bow. Today is day 87. This is the day that we are going to defeat the almighty Ender Dragon in hardcore Minecraft. I made my way down to the stronghold and then placed all 12 eyes into the portal. There it was, the portal. I took a deep breath and then jumped through. Luckily, we spawned in underground. We didn't spawn on a floating platform, which is really good. I mined up and saw all of the pillars, and then I saw him, the almighty beast. I was so scared. I've come this far, and if I make one mistake trying to kill the dragon, it is all over. I slowly started taking out the pillars one by shooting and building up to them. On the 4th pillar I destroyed, I decided to build up a little higher to try and get a clear shot on the next 2. Although the Ender Dragon came out of nowhere and hit me off, my heart was racing. My only bet was to water bucket clutch. Luckily, I managed to do it. I then started destroying the rest of the pillars. After this one, I only had 1 left, so I pulled out my bow and I shot it from across the map. That was it. The first stage is complete. The Ender Dragon can no longer heal. It's time to fight. It was an intense battle. The dragon was flying for most of the fight, so it used a lot of my arrows. Sometimes the Endermen got in the way, which was really annoying, but I managed to kill them. The dragon finally came down. I decided now was the time to use my beds to try and damage it a little bit more. Although after the first bed was placed, I accidentally went out of the circle and I got flung all the way to the other side of the map. Luckily, I had slow falling though, so I just glided back to the ground. It was back to being a flying battle. I was back to shooting my bow consistently at it. I finally got it to 1 or 2 hits, and then it decided to come down. I hit him 3 times with my netherite sword, and that was it. I defeated the almighty Ender Dragon in hardcore. We defeated the Ender Dragon in hardcore Minecraft, and this means we have completed all 3 of our goals for this 100 days video. Now all that we have to do is just survive the next 13 days. I spent days 88 to 90 exploring throughout the end. I really wanted to try and get an elytra and a dragon head to put up at my base. I found a few end cities that unfortunately had no boats. It took me a while, but I eventually found one with a floating ship. I was so excited. I explored it and grabbed the elytra and the dragon head. After that, I flew out in hopes to find a portal. Luckily enough, there was a portal nearby. I went through the portal, then back to the overworld with my brand new elytra, like 60 billion levels, and dragon head. On day 91, we finally made it back into the overworld. I spent days 91 to 95 building a wheat farm and a nice path up to it. I spent days 96 to 98 building a small windmill on the top of the farm. I thought that the top of the farm was a little bit too plain and I wanted to add some kind of farm-like building, which a windmill works perfectly. I then spent day 99 farming in my brand new wheat farm and expanding my cow farm. Day 100. We successfully survived 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. This is literally crazy. I'm not going to lie. I started this video with the thought that I wouldn't be able to make it to 100 days or it would take me multiple attempts. This was literally my first attempt, and I always thought that I was going to die multiple times because when I stream over on Twitch, I die all the time on hardcore. But I guess when I don't have to commentate and I can just focus purely on gameplay, I'm a hardcore Minecraft professional. Anyways, I spent the last day celebrating with fireworks and diamonds, as you do after surviving 100 hardcore days. But before we end this video, I will give you all one last tour of the base. We did it. We survived 100 days in hardcore Minecraft, and we completed all 3 challenges I set for myself. We made a beautiful base, we made full netherite armor and tools, we defeated the almighty ender dragon, and managed to get an elytra and a dragon head. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. This video took a long time to make, so it would be greatly appreciated. If you guys want a part 2 where I survived to 200 days and set myself some new goals, let me know in the comment section down below. And let's try and smash out 300 likes. I know it's kind of crazy, but I believe if you guys really want a part 2, you can do it. Anyways, thank you all so much once again for watching today's video. I know today's video is quite different to my normal videos, but I honestly had so much fun making it. Anyways, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, stay safe, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.